This is AV SuperFriends Off the Rails, an almost regularly scheduled open discussion on audio and video in higher education. We'll sound off about our most brilliant ideas, our dumbest mistakes, and everything in between. And because this conversation will almost certainly go off the rails at some point, we'll end up covering just about everything else. And now, the AV SuperFriends. For August 21st, 2026, it's the best sounding and most openly honest about our supporting partners, podcasts, and higher ed. This is the AV SuperFriends Off the Rails, episode number 144. Broadcasting live across 3 time zones, but still from coast to coast, selling out our listeners one undisclosed commission at a time to a gigantic Chinese video conferencing company. Good Lord. Openly half-assing everything we moderately attempt. I'm your financially compromised local host, Chris Decker, and every time you buy something we told you was best in class, just know there's a non-zero chance we're getting a taste of the action. Disclosure? Never heard of her. Besides, higher education has too many alcoholics because we're all hopheads enjoying technology, microbrews, and ales, and might as well have 8 tonight, maybe another. Regardless, you're tuned in for another Friday afternoon podcast adventure with the AV SuperFriends. And let's say hello to that panel of AV SuperFriends. Whoops.
There was a lot in there, sir. There was a lot to unpack.
No one caught it.
I did.
All right. Our first panelist designs procurement strategies where the client gets a vendor-neutral recommendation and the consultant gets a bigger boat. He's a director of incentive architecture from Kansas City. Say hello to Mr. Jamie Reinhardt.
Building buildings with gold doubloons, or whatever they call them. What are those?
I don't know. What?
Gold doubloons? No.
A doubloon?
Yeah, that's it.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Go for it.
Bloomers.
Our next panelist maintains strict professional impartiality by giving every manufacturer a fair chance to lose to the one quietly paying the biggest kickback. He's a senior manager of partner objectivity from Corvallis, Oregon. Say hello to Mr. Mark Kolowazinski.
Everybody has a chance to not win this bid.
That's how it works. Our next panelist engineers technically plausible systems around whichever giant overseas manufacturer currently offers the most compelling combination of margins, rebates, and plausible deniability. He's a revenue-optimized solutions designer from Greensboro, North Carolina. Say hello to Mr. Larry Darling.
Yep, it's a turnkey solution every time.
Our next panelist ensures every campus evaluation independently concludes that the manufacturer funding the golf trips was somehow the best choice all along. He's a vice president of strategic vendor alignment and reciprocal appreciation from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Say hello to Mr. Justin Rexing.
Oh, it's me? Okay. So, as vice president of strategery, vendor alignment, reciprocal Niner thing, I can neither confirm nor deny until I get my hospitality package.
Sounds like a massage parlor.
Or my massage. I'll take one of those too.
One of them kind.
Please stop.
Well, not just a regular one.
Hold
I
it.
don't need.
All right, pull it. And finally, special guest panelist. He converts years of hard-earned customer confidence into quarterly kickback revenue while reminding everyone that disclosure would only confuse the relationship. He's a chief client monetization officer from Lillington, North Carolina. Say hello to Mr. Aaron Todd.
Very accurate. Very accurate. I like this music. It's very nice.
That's our game show music.
That's it.
It's
That's why we
soothing.
can't have anything on YouTube, because that music.
Well, and other things. So on today's show, we're going to discuss the annual end of summer project crunch and scope creep that comes with it. The question of ceiling microphones or not to ceiling microphones. And we're going to talk about some open source control systems. But first, everyone loves it, some housekeeping. First of all, if you're listening to this as a recorded MP3, you should know we stream live on Fridays at about 3:15 Eastern or 12:15 Pacific, or whenever our direct deposit notification from an enormous overseas technology manufacturer clears. You can join us live for that on Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube, or maybe you're watching that right now. If you can't join us live, we still want you to join us on the socials. Please follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Blue Sky, and all those fun places to keep up with the latest news, updates, and sudden enthusiastic product recommendations that definitely have nothing to do whatsoever with the unmarked envelope someone slid across the table 5 minutes before recording. And don't forget to spread the word. Share this podcast with your friends, colleagues, enemies, procurement officers, ethics committees, and anyone else who might enjoy it. If you could corner a few people at a conference and explain that this one particular manufacturer is suddenly the obvious solution to every conceivable AV problem, that would be great. Bonus points if you neglect to mention you get a little taste every time someone signs a purchase order, because that part is apparently considered needlessly complicated disclosure. If you want to support the show, please consider donating. Your contributions help us to keep bringing you the honest content that you love or love to hate. Unlike some people, we'll actually tell you when money changes hands, and you can find the donation link for that in the show notes or on our website. We'll even give you a receipt instead of routing it through 3 shell companies, a consulting agreement, and 1 overseas international strategic partnership fund. And finally, you can leave us a review wherever you get your podcast. 5 stars are appreciated. But frankly, if you know the right multinational electronics conglomerate, apparently there are easy ways to improve your numbers. We're still doing it the old-fashioned way by begging listeners for approval while maintaining basic human dignity of admitting who paid us. So we are still maintaining our fiercely independent, aggressively opinionated, and currently accepting absolutely no sacks of cash across a conference room table, unless it's a really nice sack.
I got a nice sack.
That's under the table. He said across the top of the table.
That's not for this show.
But seriously, everybody.
I haven't seen any
we
of
do
this
thank
money
you for your support. We can't do it without you.
You all that Chris is talking. I haven't seen any of this under the table money come through.
Coming from our vice
'Cause it
president,
doesn't come through.
coming from our vice president of operations, that's a problem.
CFO.
That's a problem.
I'm a legit CFO. Come on.
All righty. And now,
Sure are.
we've waited
sir.
for it all week. You guys want to do the news?
I heard it's the thing.
Yes.
Let's do the
Yes, we
news.
do.
Hold on. That was way too loud.
Ow.
Whoa.
We're gonna restart that.
Yeah,
No.
I'm going to reset that whole thing here. Hold on. Give me a second. That's my fault.
Come
Because
in
Lord.
hot, like Jamie.
I imported that and did not adjust the levels.
It's okay. Well, then, there's only like a handful of people. And all you listening, this is how it works.
We're doing this
Behind the
live.
scenes,
doing it
this is
live,
how the
yeah.
whole thing. And I'm not even going to edit this out. So this is what's going to
Yeah,
happen. Not the
we
whole
don't
show.
edit
not.
anything, people. All right, let's try it again, but now at 50%.
We edit something. That was epic.
I like the old version better.
What was that?
That was me farting around.
That's what you get when you have all this overseas money. We get to make all these kinds of drops like this.
So much stuff. All right, so today's news is on the show right now. So, Aaron, the news is you. You posted on LinkedIn about a week ago, and you put out a call, and you said, and I'll summarize, and then I'll turn it over to you here. But you said,
Sure.
We're looking for university AV teams to put Open AVC to work. You're going to send out some hardware for them to try some stuff out, but you want to get this into a university environment to see real world use case, kind of get some solid back, figure out how it's working as far as deployment and support and all that stuff. So maybe give us a bit of background on Open AVC and why it's the awesomest thing out there right now. And which seriously, I think it's our number one favorite thing of the
We
weekend.
cornered you at InfoComm.
appreciate
We tracked you down and drug you into a
Yeah, that's a good point.
You
We
did,
should
but
have
I
had
love it.
Aaron on before.
It was
We
good.
literally put you in a box and made you talk.
It was great though, and it's good to see you guys again.
But
I
yeah,
really
tell
appreciate
us a little bit about Open AVC, but then tell us what are you looking for from universities who want to participate?
Sure. So just for those who don't know, OpenAVC it's a software-based, hardware-agnostic platform for pro AV control. That's basically what it is. It's open source. It's you can run it on lots of different deployment types, anything from Docker, Pies, Windows. We're doing Mac OS now. I'm not sure if we were doing that last time we talked, but almost anything that you want to control your rooms with. So what I really want to do is learn as much as I can from getting it out in the field into real deployments. So since it will run on Android, I have a nice little 10-inch PoE powered Android device that it runs just great on. And I would like to send that out to university teams, let them play with it, try to mess it up, do whatever they can with it. I would love to offer them support, but at the same time, I would like for the teams to kind of just try to configure it themselves, see how it works, see what doesn't work, see what they get in fights with IT teams about with it. Just
Like new fights or old fights?
some of
old
both,
fight is
A
renewed.
little
again.
both.
a little of both.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah. That's
You're going
kinda
to
what I'm
send
after.
out hardware. Do they keep the hardware? Or they got to ship it back to you.
Yeah, they get to keep the hardware. Yeah. So and it's one panel per team. per college. Really, it didn't. It
But
could
I
be
have
multiple
350
per-
classrooms, so
Right.
It will run them
Make
all.
a bunch of email accounts and keep sending over the. I won't catch on, but yeah, that's kind of the gist of it.
So when they get this, right, now they're starting to develop and things, is there like a collaboration? Like, are they working alongside? Because some of these groups will have their own development resources and things. And so now are they part of that open AVC, like that development, or you just want to know how your stuff is working well?
That's completely up to them. I mean, I want an open line of communication with them. They do not have to be Python experts. That if they don't want to fork the project and make changes to the source code, that's perfectly fine. If they are that type of team, then that's fine too. Because it can be forked, it can be changed, modified, anything that looks like it doesn't work well. And then if that is a change that they make and we all agree that that is better for the project, then we can pull that into the project and it be a real and actual change that another team actually helped create. Or they can just, with feedback, email, calls, I would love to have it at the beginning, at the end of the processes, kind of, onboarding and offboarding and then support along the way and just sure.
Now, you announced this not too long ago. Have you had anybody take you up on it?
Several
And
so far.
has anybody give us do you have an example of like feedback that's been given? You were like, that's perfect. Like,
No, not yet. So I've had several. I've had several
dumb higher ed
Still
people
working
like
on it, Jamie. They're
Well,
trying to break things.
they don't have it yet. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, probably shipping out the first ones next week. I wanted to get the new version on them, which just released earlier today, which is version 0.29.
breaking news.
Yeah, I wanted to get that on there before that went out. So that will happen, I hope, soon.
Okay.
I thought it was super cool. I think just platform at large, right? Like just looking at what you're doing. And you rattled off a couple of concepts that maybe some listeners are like, what in the F is he even talking about right now? He said a fork, he's like, and I love all this. I
got
understood
that.
it. Yeah, I think people who have been doing more like, and plug your ears, Chris, more AI things and things along those lines, they're going to be a little more familiar with this and kind of this Docker instance and all this. And I love all of that agile approach to what's going on here. But some folks are probably like, what does that even mean? But I love the fact that you can just run this thing on like a credit card. It doesn't care. It'll run on pretty much anything.
Basically, yeah.
And it gives you a ton of flexibility to rethink what is possible. You're not starting with go buy this black mystery box and then you can only do the things its ports are configured to do. This is kind of your blank slate. Modify it, do whatever you want, deploy it however you need it to be. I think that's just a fresh approach to control that I think manufacturers have wanted to get to, but for whatever reason they haven't been able to. I don't know that we
No,
keep
they don't
hearing it,
wanna
but
do it.
they don't
want-
actually get there.
Yeah.
They don't want that smoke. Mark.
Yeah, and a lot of times open equals free, and in this case it does, and that is hard for them to, I think, grasp.
They don't understand that. So I got a hard question, and if you don't want to answer this, that's fine. I'm kind of putting on the spot here.
I'll answer for you. Go ahead, Justin.
Kind of on the business side of this, I understand your
$900.
approach. I like your approach. I understand your time involved in developing this. I understand where you're going with it, but I lost it whenever you said you're going to give out free hardware. How are you funding that?
Just personally right now.
Guys,
Independently wealthy. Don't worry about it.
Well,
Please tell me you have a donation link.
Thing. He's like, I'm
yeah,
just gonna,
I mean, there is a donation link on the GitHub, but it doesn't have a lot going on there yet. But it is.
please donate for one,
If you're
so you
listening,
get
if you're
everybody
gonna
get their
play this,
hardware.
go donate because we need more projects like this just in reality.
Yeah, that is the truth with open. I hope that eventually it pays off. And right now, kind of what I'm really going for is to be disruptive and get as much out there as possible. And
That was my next question. So money's not necessarily the top motivation right now for you, but
Yeah.
what I'm hearing is what is a top motivation for you is to crush the hearts and dreams of all the big box sales out there that are trying to sell hardware.
That's
True or
your hopes
false?
and dreams.
Yes.
I
well,
think you
There
win.
you go.
You put a little
like it.
spin on that. There was a
I
little
like-
Hollywood in there.
I like the approach here.
I think the thing is, there's place for, there's places where they want a box.
Mhm.
I think that, this can work alongside that. And I also think this kind of lowers the barrier of entry of getting control into a room where you wouldn't be able to afford that.
Right.
Or you don't have time to go through 7,000 trainings before they
Right.
allow you to download the software.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I think there's a place for all of it to get along together. I really believe that control at the base can be it's a software problem, and that software seems like it should be open to me.
I love it. Like it's control fundamentally is just IP logic, moving some things around a little bit. We don't need these bespoke hardware engines to do all this heavy lift. I think it's just a fascinating approach that I hope it continues to grow, and I want to see you be wildly successful just in this very slim software development, because it's the perfect disruptor. I think it aligns with kind of what we're seeing in this whole like build your solution you need instead of having to buy the solution you need now.
Right.
So Aaron has a good question, and in my thought is
You better read the
people.
question, Justin.
What is that
I have to
question?
read the question.
Well,
Yes.
for people who are
That's kind of the
watching.
modality of this thing. Yes.
Well, everybody needs to watch, but I'll read it for those who can't see.
Yeah.
So.
If you're only listening and you're not watching, you don't get to know the question.
Yeah. If I'm an integrator, Aaron asks, if I'm an integrator, what is the benefit of me specifying this into a system when the client themselves can see this and think, I can do this without an integrator? Aaron, let me tell you something. I thought that. I'm talking to you, Aaron. I thought that 10 to 15 years ago.
Wait, which Aaron?
And decided
Different Aaron.
the question. Integrator, not
I'm picking.
open AV Aaron here. Different integrator Aaron. I thought that 15 years ago when I saw these people wheeling and dealing Crestron and Extron. I was like, I can do this crap. So we built our internal team, and I think that's been more prevalent with universities to do that. Now there's other people out there, since I do run an integration business, that even if you show them this, and Mark and I have got this AI business going too, people are going to learn how to do AI and learn programming and learn this stuff on their own. There's a dividing line there where people may know how to do it, understand they know they can do it themselves, but they don't want to because they don't have time. They got other shit to deal with. There's still going to be a market for integrators in this. So don't worry, but allow the people that want to support this on their own and do their own thing as an integrator. You should enable that. So I have a client, the county schools, we're training them on how to support, integrate their own stuff, and it's getting us more business. So the more open we are about this, the information spreads. Like we don't hold information close to gain monetary income or whatever. Like I hate that. So, for you integrators out there that want to know how to take advantage of this, start using it. And you'd still sell your services to the client.
Sell your service. Yeah.
and
nobody cares
the client's
how the
gonna
thing
look at
turns
this.
on or off. You care which box sends the command. You just want to walk in and the thing turns on and off. Like it doesn't
They
matter
don't
where
know.
it originated.
Yeah, they don't know if it's Crestron, Extron, or if it's, hey, we're just offering programming services and this hardware. It's still a line item on your quote. It doesn't have to say a name brand manufacturer. That's my spiel. Sorry, I'll get off the soapbox.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and now back to the other Aaron. So you have a similar background from an integration firm and you started developing this. So what was your thought process on it? It's just like, is this just yet another tool in your toolbox for project delivery for, that, or was it, general interest in it, or what led you down this path?
It is. Well, what kind of started the whole thing is we had a personnel change and I had to go back to programming after about 10 years. And I didn't see a lot change after, in that amount of time.
It's the same thing.
So, with the tools available today, we can do better. And I think that also leads to a good reason. It is open because I want the collaboration, but it's also open because if you charge for something like this, people are just gonna build it, So I think that I lost my train of thought. But what was the question again? I'm sorry. That's what happens when I ramble.
What led you down this path to develop this?
Yeah, I mean that was the big thing.
Crust dreams and souls. We already went over this.
that is very
No,
true.
I think you have a belief that it doesn't need to be as complicated as it currently is.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
market's making it overcomplicated so they can profit from selling black boxes. That does not need to be the reality.
And you're not wrong, Mark, because you're seeing that even from the big manufacturers, Crestron, Q-Sys, Extron, they're all coming out with their own kind of like, oh, this is the simpler solution that we also make. Just plug this in, go to the web page, set it up, and it kind of works. I'm like, well, if there's a market for that, because clearly they're kind of more IT team focused at this point. Oh, Mr. or Mrs. Technician who works at giant Fortune 500 is going to buy 900 of these things. They want to make that as approachable as possible. And so, Aaron, what you're delivering is like, yeah, but why not give them full control? Because our complaint every time someone comes out with one of these is, great, I can set this up in a little web page and environment. It's great, but what if I need to do this one change? Oh, well, for that, you have to go into our full programming interface and you're doing all this stuff. And it's like, I want to change 2 things on here. Why is it so complex?
The fact that it sits in a Git repo, you're already aligned with like what IT departments want to see from a software management stack, which is unlike most of your competition. Like you're already adopting IT best practices that many of the competition do not even themselves acknowledge.
Yeah, and they can audit it. They can, remove the parts that they don't agree with, if they want to fork it and do that, so I agree completely.
So also
all the GUI.
So a little in the AI side here. So the Atlas stuff that we've been working on and the dashboarding and all that crap, I brought OpenAVC into Atlas within like a couple minutes.
I think I sent it to you. I was like, put this in there as a new skill, new agent. Make sure it works.
So it sucked it right up.
Just
and
boom,
you just
there it
start
goes.
developing, and I'm working on developing a. I got a QSys control
You don't wanna
going
drink your
right
milkshake.
now for my home system, and I'm going to develop the same thing using OpenAVC and do a side-by-side comparison.
Very cool.
Yeah, can't
And
wait.
then just push that back to the repo. Share it with
Exactly.
everybody.
The Atlas brand.
Yeah, and there's OpenAVC. It does have it has the concept of plugins that can work well for that type of thing. But I mean, if you don't want to just fork it and change it, if you want it to kind of be in the protection sandbox that OpenAVC has, then the plugin system allows that kind of thing.
And
So-
I think. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, from the customer-facing side, or no, the customer's wrong term. From the user-facing side, Aaron, I'm curious because I know this will run on, basic Android tablets. This will run on a PC, on a laptop, on a Mac. This will run on a Stream Deck. What are you seeing like the most interest in uptake for the user interface, like user interaction, like hardware platform? What are they running it on computers? Are they running it on touchscreens? What are they doing?
I've seen a big combination of both, and this is only from people that that it does have a cloud side that is not you don't have to use. But I really
God, way to go, Aaron.
yeah, you don't have to use it only if you want to do the fleet things and the monitoring things and things like that. And of course, you can develop your own and do it on premise or however you want to do it. But so I see it a lot, and I think it's because most people are just testing right now. Because I'm being very upfront that it's not production yet, still in beta. But I'm seeing a lot of Windows users. So
Just run it on the computer they have there anyway. Yeah.
yeah, because I think they're just testing. They've just downloaded and are testing it and experimenting with it. I know that the couple of deployments that have gone out has been on Pi, and the integrator that I'm with, we've done a couple on the same tablet that I would be sending to anyone in the pilot program. So, but yeah, predominantly Windows-based testing is I think what's happening a lot.
So I'm
Yeah, I've got a I've got a Raspberry Pi I don't have anything to do with right now that I'm planning on taking to work and trying to run our conference room on it just to see.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, we have an image ready to flash your your card with and put it on there.
I think there's a lot of cool capability just in the fact that it is really adopting, like as I mentioned before, the kind of that standards approach of development. But where I find it to be really interesting is kind of bundling these as just applications which is running on this computer you may already have in the background, doing all this stuff that can arguably just be set it and forget it. Kind of do this simple automation stuff at like a low overhead and just kind of running. Think of like your rooms environment, things like that, where it can just run And you don't need to have this mountain of equipment that you historically have had to have in there, because you're just sending some IP commands here and there. Like how much do you really need to accomplish that? You don't need this massive stack of stuff anymore. And I think it's just refreshing, I think, to see that and play with it. I've been tinkering with it a lot. And so I'm kind of looking at ways to do it kind of headless, almost without touch panels, kind of running it. So I'm really interested in kind of how to do automation without the traditional press here to begin.
Yeah, lots of triggers and automation can be built in, and then I think a lot of people on Windows are just plugging in a little Stream Deck Neo and gives them a few buttons, and for a lot of rooms that's all you need. So
one button.
Yeah, basically.
It's Jamie's
optional. You don't even need it. It's only there as an option.
Right.
Yeah.
It's almost like somebody's been saying that for about 6 years.
I want 2 buttons. The first one says press to wake up the system, and then the one.
And then it has to have
says, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
Yes or no. Yeah.
And then it needs a it needs a
lights up
countdown
the-
timer, like a
And then from the remote side, a turn it on and off again button.
And a clock with the weather. Can I get the weather on there?
I'm
That's
sorry,
the most
that last grain of
There's a
sand
plug-in.
didn't go through the hourglass. So you're gonna have to start that over again.
All right. Well, Aaron, anything else on the? So, how if I'm at a university and I'm hearing this and like I want to get involved, how do I get involved? Just reach out to you at OpenAVC, or what's the process?
You can do that on the website right now, openavc.com. It is very evident. We have a banner there to just click, and it will kind of send you to a short little application, just kind of asking about what type of space do you envision it in, and what kind of equipment you might already be using, and then if there's any drivers that you might need help developing. So just the
Now,
website.
you said we. Is it just you, or is you got a couple of people, or what's that look like?
It's primarily me right now. I'm the
Okay.
main maintainer. There's some
And your assistant,
contributors.
Claude.
But, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Claude,
Cloudy,
good worker, gets a lot done.
Coppolit and
Coppolit,
Coppolet's probably been fired.
Jiminy. All right. Okay. Well, that's
sold.
very cool. And any other things we need to cover on this? I think that I want to make sure we get the word out on that. So anyone who's listening, you want to participate in this, Aaron is specifically looking for people at universities who want to put this on your network, because university networks are enterprise grade networks, but they all behave differently and they all do their own thing. So
Yes.
Are you open to offering that to integrators too, or what's that look like? Just universities for now, or?
I have not put it out there yet. I kind of wanted to see where it went with universities first.
Phase it in
doesn't-
kind of thing.
Yeah, if it doesn't get a lot of participation, then I'm sure I'll open it up to different types. But for right now, at least
but
the next
also
month or so.
universities are the best. So start there.
That's what I hear too. Yeah.
And I also hear if you're sitting on a few extra Bitcoin, go ahead and slide one over Aaron's way and keep development going on this thing, because
Yes,
it's a lot of
thank you.
it's a lot of
Donate.
work.
Go to
It's a lot of
go to
work.
the GitHub and donate.
Yeah,
appreciate
give him some cash if you can, because
A whole Bitcoin's quite a bit of donation.
I think we all sit around at
Yeah.
these conferences. We all go to these trainings. We all say the same thing. We all wish somebody would do this. So now we have that person. This person is doing this. So let's slide some cash his way so he keeps working on it, folks.
And then and he'll disclose that too. So.
Right.
All right. Well,
Absolutely.
we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about this ever popular last minute end of summer project crunch times, the last minute changes. I know we've been gone all summer, but could you do this for us real quick by next week? That everyone loves to deal with. We'll talk about that here in like 64 seconds. The AV SuperFriends are supported by Computer Comforts, and they've got a brand new product hitting the lineup. Last year, CCI's Evolve Lectern was a big hit, a push-button power table combined with a super flexible AV cabinet. But let's be honest, not every room needs 24 units of rack space. Shocking, I know. And that's where the new AV Hub comes in. It's a lighter, more space-efficient solution for classrooms that still need real AV infrastructure. You get 8 units of rack space, and the whole thing sits only about 10 inches off the wall, which makes it a great fit when you're pairing it with a sit-stand power table instead of building a massive lectern footprint into the room. And this wasn't designed in isolation. The AV Hub was developed in collaboration with Texas State University, so it's built around real higher ed classrooms and real deployment needs. And that means fewer compromises, cleaner installs, and way less, why is this furniture the size of a refrigerator? If you want to see photos, specs, and all the details, head over to computercomforts.com/AV-hub. That's the new AV Hub from Computer Comforts. Purpose-built, space-efficient, and designed for how classrooms actually work. And thanks again to Computer Comforts for supporting the AV SuperFriends. All righty, so every year about this time, we're all scrambling to finish up our big summer projects, which we've had planned for months, and you'll hear everyone talk about how, oh, we bought all that stuff in November, and we've had everyone lined up to start the day after classes are out in the summer, and we're working on all this stuff. And campus is great because campus is quiet, you can get a lot done, and parking is fantastic, and then all of a sudden people start showing back up, and you get these last minute, like, well, I know classes start in 2 weeks, but is there any way we can sneak this in? Or my favorite is, but this one's for the dean, or, how are we dealing with these last minute project crunches that come up every single year? No matter how much we plan, they still show up.
I roll up into a ball, I cry, I give up and walk away and hope that maybe it'll get better in the future. But every year, here we are. It's the same thing.
I don't know what y'all are talking about.
I know. No, I think for ourselves, it's remind them there's a process, and we try to accommodate what we can. It doesn't mean they listen, but it's for the kids. It's for there's going to be classes
It's
in
for
there.
the kids. I have never heard that excuse.
No, I haven't either.
They're going to have classes in there.
The chancellor has an event.
There's that.
Well, there's still a hard hat area in there. Yeah, but an event.
But you're going to make it work, though, Jamie, right?
Sure.
We can't take no for an answer here, sir.
Yeah, this is non-negotiable. It's hey, I need power. Do you? Electronics need electricity. Newsflash.
I think when I pose this again, is checking in on this. We've talked about this a lot in the past. That every year around this time, it kind of happens. And I don't mind the folks that are just checking in on progress. It's the ones that come with like out of left field with wild expectations. There's 3 weeks left. And is there any chance you guys can do that? And it's usually the most complex thing. It's never the easy thing. It's like, well, we need to have a whole remodel and blah, blah, blah. It's like, can you guys get this done? It's like, where were you 6 months ago?
But it's passed off as like it's easy. Hey, can you just come in here?
Just come over and finish this up or do this. And it's like, it's just insert every step of a project management thing in there.
I think that's it. It's the ones out of left field. Like this year, I was hit with a room that used to be office space that somehow got converted to a seminar room, and nobody told me. And there's a really old system in there, and they asked me why it wasn't working because it's 14 years old at this point. It's running on VGA. Like, it's not going to.
Nothing. Yeah, it does. It works.
Oh,
fine.
it does now
It
because
works
it used
great.
to be.
It
Like, I
works
used to
fine.
bend
You just
over-
have to have a 15-year-old machine.
I used to bend over backwards, like, okay, we'll do something. Now I'm just like, I got the VGA working again. I was like, this is your solution.
See?
And
We
then
got
you
that
put in
running
a
on our
project,
campus.
and we'll
It's
fix
fine.
this for you.
Yeah. We've actually turned this around a little bit on our campus. I'm going to brag.
What?
Just gonna take a victory lap here.
Hold
Go
up.
ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
do you want to run around your desk real quick?
So for projects, we have changed how we schedule capital construction projects to where they're not supposed to end in June, July, and then we're supposed to do our thing in August, and then the project's delayed, but yet the end date doesn't change.
You lost
So
me
now
at
we're-
project. Honestly,
that's
like
not going to happen anymore. And the university is now scheduling projects to be done, like the Cherry Hall one I'm working on. That's going to be done in February, which means that we'll have that semester and all summer long to wrap that building up. Everybody can move in. There's enough time. It all makes complete sense.
you're
So
leading me to believe, sir, that everybody at WKU knows to call your project management capital office for every little stupid
Everything.
request. Is that what you're trying to sell me here, sir?
Because I don't believe you.
No, I
no.
don't believe you. No, there's definitely no way. Somebody
I
has
was
your
talking
phone
about
number and your
capital
email, and you're like, it's just a
construction
projector. I'm going to call Justin. Like that. I know that happens.
No, it doesn't happen.
Justin, you said that this is a new process for capital projects.
And so regular projects
None of the
that
stuff
we
I'm
control,
dealing with is capital
Okay.
projects.
we had our staff, our engineering staff, have about 3 to 4 weeks before classes start to kind of wrap things up on older projects, do some punch items, but nothing was scheduled. during that time. So that allowed us to kind of breathe a little bit. And what does get hit is hey, this little thing's not working. So support's running around frantically trying to fix things at the last minute. That still happens for support, but project planning at this point has done a 180 on our campus in the past couple of years, and it's been fantastic.
But those are things you know about. Like nothing.
That's a
comes in
project.
that
Projects
you
are
don't know
scheduled
about.
and you know about. Support tickets and triage. That's
I just don't think that you're getting these requests, sir. I think they're going somewhere else.
Right, because I don't
And that's
work
okay.
in
So
support.
your world is like ignorance is bliss.
I don't work in
Everything's great.
support.
But so you're not
We
getting
started.
the,
No. Back it up.
The
Back it
church
up.
is
No,
not
no, no, no,
calling
no.
you and
No.
asking for the.
We're not
to take care
changing
of
the
kids.
conversation to make me look dumb again and all this.
No, no, no.
Again.
Not happening. Not letting it happen. So we started this conversation with projects. We're talking about projects. Remember the practice? We're talking about
Practice.
Practice.
Larry
Talking
knows
about
that one.
projects.
I do.
Okay.
Playoffs.
Support tickets and things that are broke. Like Larry gave an example of a renovation that happened and had old VGA. That's a blend of the two, I would say. It's a support ticket on an old system, even though it was a project.
Right.
Yeah. Mark, you're talking about projects. Oh, we're going to build this big thing and this blah, blah, blah. Can we have this done in 3 weeks? That's a project. Not a support ticket on an existing system. Those can be
It's a
less.
request. Let's start there.
It's a request.
I need something.
Is it new
It's
or is
not a
it
request.
existing?
If it was a request, it would have been done correctly.
No, that people can put in tickets right now and make a request.
Was it an epic?
It's the expectation
I'm
that we're
going to
going
need
to.
that.
Now we're
ticket
talking
number before
tickets.
Right. Well, everything starts as a ticket.
Can I have a story on that?
I would love everything to be an official project. However, not everything is as perfectly segregated into those buckets. I mean, there are expectations that come in outside of whatever predetermined process we want to wish cast upon the university. It's not that easy all the time. Now, will they learn?
Nope.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And so does it happen every year? Absolutely. Are you getting the calls? Maybe not, Justin, but I do believe a lot of folks still have to kind of field these calls. That
Yeah, I was
people
going to say, I
showed
think a
up.
lot of this is getting
Yeah.
deflected before it gets to Justin. I guarantee that.
So there's a lot of questions that come into PM is like, hey, when's this going to be scheduled? Not, hey, we have to have this done by the start of class.
So, Justin,
no,
let me float-
we've set those expectations in project meetings. They can see our dashboard of projects. They can look up when their stuff's supposed to be installed approximately.
Well,
There is no,
when it works,
hey,
it works.
we have
great.
to have
I'm not
this
arguing
done
that.
before class. There is
So,
none of that.
Justin, let me
really.
float this scenario, and you tell me how it would be dealt with there.
Okay.
Someone you meet with someone 6-8 months ago. You work up
Okay.
a full estimate, all that stuff for it. Oh, but the funding didn't come through. They don't have the funding. Okay, well, we'll deal with this later.
Yep.
Suddenly, they get the funding, new fiscal year, whatever it is, but
July 3rd.
they still want it. Yeah, they get on July 1st. They still want it. Is there any way we can do this by end of August?
We don't really have that anymore. We used to. It's just stopped.
I guarantee you're still getting those. You are just not seeing them. They're getting.
I'd see a lot of what the PMs deal with, and there's a lot of crap that they have to deal with at the end of the projects that we're trying to wrap up on punch list. But there's no that specific problem actually has kind of not. It's just gone away in the past couple of years.
They've capitulated. You just have no enough.
Yeah.
They're not trying.
ask. They just stop
That's
asking.
kind of what I was thinking. Like the rooms that people quit complaining that they don't work, they've just accepted they don't work. They've just accepted.
No, that's a
it.
ticket, Larry. We go fix it. That's tickets. The rooms that don't work,
When does
just accept they don't work. That's already a
ticket become a
room.
project?
It's not a project.
How many tickets does it take
Not
to fill a
something
project?
new.
10?
What's that?
How many tickets to a project?
How many tickets to a project?
I know
I don't really
you can't
fully
answer this question, but
understand
I want you to see you try. Yeah.
So we get a request in. The request sits in what we call this purgatory, and then once the purgatory,
that's perfect.
then it goes to project. Once a ticket comes in on an existing system that's
Please tell me it's labeled that somewhere.
that
This is
goes
purgatory.
Purgatory.
I'm gonna start naming that in my ticketing system.
I'm putting
Yeah, I'm
that
gonna
in.
put that in purgatory for a little bit. We'll come back.
Related to the projects. That's what happens.
You guys
You're
are
currently in
are-
the 7th layer of hell. We'll let you know when you hit the 3rd.
You guys are mixing tickets in. A ticket is an existing system. It's not new. A new request is a project. They want a new feature, or it's a new room, or new something. It's
See,
nothing.
an incident could be adding a feature to a room. Like
A project is adding a
when we
feature to a
get-
room.
When we get assisted technology requests, a lot of times those will come in as incidents because they have a tighter SLA. Like, we got to get a solution for that person before classes start.
So,
And so-
any new request for you, Justin, is a project. Full stop.
Yeah.
We found it. Okay.
Okay. So curious,
Pretty much.
Since,
I mean, I don't know another example it wouldn't be.
with most of us kind of moving more into managerial roles, where a few years ago, many of us were still in that worker bee / lower management.
Individual contributor, Jamie.
Right. Worker bee.
Term.
How do you deal with these now? Because a lot of these things used to come in and then we led the charge of the bitching and griping.
I forward him to Justin.
I'll handle it.
He doesn't see
Like-
it. Yeah.
So now, do you find yourself as being more of like the staff therapist, like, hey, I know you're angry, I know you're upset, but we're going to try to do the greater good? Or are you just kind of nah, I'll take care of this. And call them and turn them down. I mean,
Yeah,
has your role changed in some of that?
I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, same.
We do a lot of that in the needs analysis. They'll ask me, hey, when do you think, if we fund this next week, when do you think this will be? No, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
So-
I mean,
It's not. Nope, we're not doing that.
During those client meetings, I always
That's a
talk-
needs analysis thing.
I talk
Right.
budget and schedule right
But-
then.
but
they'll still come back, and even though we said it was going to be
Yeah.
12
Right.
weeks, they'll still come back
They
in
don't.
3 weeks.
They
to
don't
go.
come back.
But
on
I'm
it
talking
anymore.
some of these ones where like the faculty just came back, they want an extra monitor, it was something, whatever. The last minute service requests, additions or
That's a ticket,
subtractions.
sir. That's a ticket.
So, Chris, when you say that I'll be the bad guy, is that like to both sides? Because sometimes you just go to your staff and say, no, you're doing it. I don't care if you gripe. Or is it just when you have to go back to the client and say, sorry, it's not happening? So, like, is it just ubiquitous bad guy?
No, I mean the team gets the game. They understand what's going on. It's being the bearer of bad news to the client.
Yeah.
So
Right.
And a lot of times it depends on the workload too. Like, if it's a reasonable request that we can accommodate,
Yeah,
a
how
lot
much
of times I'll
resources
just
does it
do
take?
it. But like, if it requires
ones.
telling the client no, I'm usually
Yeah.
the one.
The telling client no thing, we are the bad guy. But also there are times where I have to Larry, to your point, is like, okay, I mean, fine, we'll do it. But they're going to grouse the whole time. So,
Yeah.
I do
like, do
everything
you
I-
try
no,
to
no, no,
therapy that? I mean,
I do everything I can to protect my team. We did some projects a few years ago that required stuff over holiday breaks and stuff, and that pretty much we were all like, great, we all got it done, everyone's happy. Never ever do this again. And so, so since then, no, I do everything I can to protect the team, so they don't have to worry about that. So they're not griping. So there is
You got to get buy-in for your team.
yeah. So
Well-
there's not that because. Yes, those last minute things for the this
right.
is for the chancellor's office, this is for the board of trustees, whatever it is. That's different. They get that, they understand that. But that is so rare. You can count on one hand how many times that happens a year. The typical, I
Like
just want a
last
new
week.
monitor, I just want a new thing, I just want a new thing. And no, they know that that's going to get deflected. So
because there's times where I look at it and be like, hey guys, I'm making this call. Going to get a little frustrated, with me, but we're going to put this in. But we're so busy. I know. But it's a 2-hour job. We have the parts. Get frustrated with me. Let's go get it done.
well, 2
Right.
hours isn't it? That's not even
Bear
a pro-
with
that-
me.
That's not even a ticket.
Bear with
it's
me,
a request,
right?
it is.
But 2 hours is 2 hours is 2 hours. And at Friday at 3:00, 2 hours is 2 hours is 2 hours because it's got to
Friday
start
at 3
Monday.
o'clock, you guys got 2 hours to go.
Right.
What's going on
Yeah,
here?
nothing new after 2.
I think it is that balance, right? And do any of you still have
Everybody's
Any-
wrapping up by the crack of noon. Jeez.
heroics?
I'm
that we-
supposed to be
try?
golfing. I mean,
Are you, do you,
all
do
that
you
money
try?
that was slid into my golf bag.
Do you have like an ongoing list of like, here's some nice to have things that have been requested of us? Do you hold those? And if time allows, and the team says, yes, we can do this, do you try to be the hero and deliver any of these
Oh
things?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's times where
You
we
know,
told
you can't
people
contribute this,
no.
Justin. It's not a project. You're not in this.
Yeah, you don't
No,
get any.
there's been times where we told people no, and we're like, hey, we're gonna be able to slide this in, and they're just tickled to shitless.
Right. And so, and you're trying to build that equity, right?
Yeah.
Like and so it's capital, right? And so I think that's where you're balancing that. Like you do want to be the good guy. You don't want to always have to be the one that has to say no to everything. And then it does ebb and flow. And sometimes there is some capacity. If you know you only have Jamie, your 2-hour job you have to do, like, can we sneak that in? Can we do that? It's not going to have a PM. It's not going to have a project card.
Right.
It's not going to have the 47 tasks and all the assignments. Like, we're just going to go get it done.
You're right.
But it's not a project. Like, and people still ask about it. And many of the times, it's those little asks that come in that'll buy you that equity later on, right? You're building those relationships across campus so that you can do these things. And then guess what? When something goes sideways somewhere else, hey, we helped you out, right?
Look,
This is kind of what we do. It's that unspoken currency that will happen at a university.
It's
with
a lot
those
of that.
incidents-
Yeah, it's a lot of that. Hey, look, you know that we try to squeeze in as much as we can. You know that we're not just sitting around watching YouTube all day. But this one didn't work. This one didn't happen. And I can give you all the reasons why. You don't really care. You just know that you're going to miss your event. And Mark, I think you're right. That's why I do try to squeeze these in, but it doesn't mean that somebody's not going, of all the other things we have to do, really this?
Well, yeah, people.
And that's what I was talking like earlier.
If it
like,
wasn't this,
okay.
it would be something else, right? It
Right.
doesn't matter. Like, and so, and don't get me wrong, we have to balance that, because every time we do that and have success with that, we're writing the story that we can do the impossible.
Yep.
Right? We can pull the rabbit out of the hat and do these things, and that's why we get these calls. And so I understand, and I can totally side with you, Justin, in the fact that, like, you're setting precedent for yourself if you're doing these things and delivering these things, and it's not doing the ITSM standard ITIL way.
No, yeah, we don't care about that.
And it's but no
Processes.
right. And so, but it's a balance, right? Because you do want to be able to kind of do right by what is needed. And if you know something can only be a couple hours, like, can we do that?
Just
and
go do
accommodate
it. Yeah,
Right.
just go do it. Do what makes sense, right?
But it's that success
Do what feels
that people call upon. People want us to continue to be able to do that. So that's why we get these calls. So we're guilty of those successes, but we don't always want to just be the bad guy.
I am starting to find out that by making those relationships here in the last 2 years, all the bigger projects, that being the hero, that being able to help, is actually now becoming a detriment.
Yeah, you're your
Because-
own worst enemy because they expect that now every time.
Because I can't fix
Yep.
construction.
They know
Right,
you
I
came
just
through
can't.
for them last time, so why can't you do it this time?
And I'm starting to feel those like you guys have done one, but why not this time? This time's more important, didn't you know?
That's what
And
I'm
so-
saying. Like, our construction has been, the tyranny of what we're talking about here for us on campus, and
Right.
and by changing just the capital projects that we're working on, just in the past year or two, has really changed our schedule and how we're able to adapt and maneuver around some of these things without this hard deadline and trying to work, 80 hours into 40 for the last 2 weeks of school. Just that one change at the university has dynamically changed our PM process.
I like the change in the timeline. I hope you guys are trendsetters there, because we all run into that.
Have
this-
projects done in September or
Substantial
February.
completion is December 24th and classes start
No.
January 5th.
No,
You're like,
stop.
dude,
Cut
that
shit
can't
out.
work.
That's where the problem starts. And because we changed that, it has waterfalled into this other positivity of PM and scheduling that I never even thought about.
No, it's the power.
You just
you
use
don't even know.
PM and positive all in the same.
I know.
sentence.
It's crazy.
You got to balance.
Now we just got to find money.
Did
Then
you
we'll be-
roofie yourself before we started, or
We
what?
start
We can do
finding
anything
money.
if you find some money.
Guys,
Yeah.
watch out. I'm going to be like, this is the best job ever.
What? What is happening on this call today?
It's
do
the
anything, you throw enough
scheduling.
money.
Like, to take
that
out
solves a lot.
capital construction projects and have them be done on, July 31st, you just know what's coming. Everyone just can see the train coming down that train
yes.
track.
Yeah,
And it just makes
we've made a
everybody
lot of
miserable.
changes in that whole thing.
I just
we don't try to
flipping
do
that one deadline. Just radiates throughout the whole project process, and it goes down to the people actually doing the work, and they feel a little bit more comfortable about everything too.
I think there's been a lot of
What
changes.
you're saying, Justin, is a lot of times AV does not get included in the critical path.
Yeah, that's now. Well, I don't think it is yet,
It's
but
just
they've changed.
paint.
They've
It's
learned
down
their
at the end.
lesson.
It says 1 day.
We can't punch
Trim and
out
paint.
while people are moving in. Like they've figured that out.
You
and
can. They just don't like it.
Yeah, it's
I've done
bad
that
for
multiple
everybody.
times.
It's
Yeah,
terrible.
I just turn it up.
Yeah. I'm ringing this room out either way. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
So
I would imagine.
applaud the university for making that change.
I imagine most of you at this point have already had that change, or at least your universities or that you're working. That project delivery is typically like the term before.
Oh no.
We've had the grace of having like a term of like nothing going on in new projects,
As
just
much
for
as-
that move in and punch out, that whole thing. Like we've been burned by that last minute things too many times.
Mark, I hate to break it to you. That project is not scheduled to end a term early. It has simply taken. It's so far behind schedule. It's now rolled over.
Well, a lot of them are like 6 months. They have the 6 month slot now.
We the university staff have been kind of trying to lean that way. Like why do we keep doing this to ourselves? And it is just still not. We still are in this trend.
Yep.
Like we know every time we start one of these things, everybody knows. Oh man, and especially as AV, we're the last ones in.
A year or two, and as soon as you start that process and you see that date, to be done July 31st,
completed for fall of
you
27.
know,
You're just like, nope.
You know
Right.
you're getting.
And even if we get on the schedule, it doesn't matter because
It happened.
What they always find out is that furniture can be in, it can be clean, but they always need the projector that's not there yet because why? We're the last ones in. And it's
we're
just
in that. Yeah, we're in that weird middle phase right now where we do have that buffer that Justin's talking about in a lot of the buildings.
am I the only one that doesn't?
But they also scheduled the open house when the completion date.
open house.
Oh,
Yeah,
on
that's a good
substantial
point.
completion? Oh, that pisses
That's a
me
good
off.
point.
And so, like,
So-
you still have to have everything done. You're just not.
No,
But you're gonna
you
make it
don't.
work though,
No, you
right?
don't,
Jamie?
Larry.
You're gonna make this work.
Right.
You have to make it
Our
look
event.
done. For the
The
open
day
house,
after substantial completion. Do you have TCO yet? No. Great. No fire alarms, but let's pack the building.
right?
The donors are gonna be there, sir. We're having an event.
So I had that one on a smaller project. It was
We have
interesting.
those too.
We had this all scheduled out. We had the whole thing, and it was good. They knew it was not going to be ready for the start of the semester. That it was a new space,
open house.
construction, remodeling, all these things happened, and it pushed past that date into like September. They're like, okay, fine, it'll be done this fall, and then we have that. Mark, to your point, that kind of we got months to work on this and all that. We had it all scheduled out. It was perfect, and then we got I know you guys are coming October 8th to do your install. But we have a donor coming. Is there any way to do this week? And I was like, first of all, and I just bluntly was like, we don't even have the gear yet, so no. And they never responded. I'm like, yeah, because it's like there's this misunderstanding that well, you guys need what 2 or 3 hours to do this? I was like, this is a multi-room
AV.
build. 2 or 3 hours are like. So there's this fundamental misunderstanding of that, and I think a lot of it is our own fault as AV stuff is. When installed correctly and appropriately, is almost invisible. They only see like, well, there's a TV there and there's a camera there.
You're
That's
just
it.
installing an application on it.
But if there's a TV or
How can it
screen, they
take
want to
so long?
see it on for that open house, and we get hit with this a lot. But Larry, it's more of it's that hey, let's just make a signal appear, right?
Yeah,
and
do
that's
something.
super easy.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
usually when the open house
USB
hits,
drive
it's,
with the logo. Boop.
the people are still
multiple
doing
occasions.
the cleaning.
Got it.
Everything's mounted. Everything's terminated. We're trying to figure out if things are working, and then programming is about to start. And they're like, hey, we need to have this for next week. We're having a tour on Monday night. We're like, just get some signals on the TVs. Let's get some elevator music going, and no one's going to know the difference, right?
Elevator.
Is there power, Justin?
Yeah,
is there
there's power. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's
The luxury.
yeah.
You're good.
If there's no power, you don't have a TCO. You shouldn't be doing that shit.
But you're
Look,
gonna make
buddy.
it work though, right?
I have
Oh,
more issues
you can't bring
sometimes with
people in
getting
on
TV
a
boxes,
TCO.
like the power outlets in the box active. I have more problems with that. It's not even funny.
Justin, I'll get you temp power, but
Yeah.
we're-
Here's your yellow extension cord.
Yep,
Just
here's
run it
extension
from over
cords.
there.
Are you union over there with electricians, or are you
You've never run into that where? No, okay.
a little bit, but not to the degree
show.
that
Different show.
For some reason, they see the AV. I don't know why. A lot of the electricians, a lot of the projects, if it's the AV electrical outlets, whether it's on the projector plate or it's behind the in the box, for
They're
some
just not
reason
on?
they always get missed on the punch outs, and we're always having to go ask. Now it's usually easy. It's usually one of those, oh yeah, I know what that is. We just didn't turn it on. But I have to ask for it every time.
There might be like one or two randomly a year on a.
It's a reoccurring thing, and I don't understand why.
It sounds like it's a geographic thing. So.
Kansas City.
All right. Well, this has been a mess. We need to take a quick break here and come back. But Aaron, before we go, do you have any thoughts on last minute project requests? Do you guys get these from a commercial side? You're like, we got a big thing going. Can you guys come over here and do this real quick? Or
can you have version 1, like the true version 1 of your software out next month?
Next month, I'll get back with you. I'll get back with you. But yes, but a lot of times we've got you guys as our buffer.
Thanks.
So that's the way to do it.
We like to pass the buck to the local guys.
It works.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about why ceiling microphones are always the way you want to go, unless you don't, or maybe you do, or whatever the heck's going on.
The AV SuperFriends are supported by Neutrik Group Americas. And you know what the AV industry needs more of? No, not another cloud dashboard. We need training, hands-on training, because before the network, before the room system appliance, before the AI camera that insists on looking out the window, there's layer 1, the physical stuff, the connections, the infrastructure, the things that either work or ruin everyone's afternoon. That's why Neutrik is investing in practical education built around real-world skills and repeatable results. Their FAST method, fit, attach, secure, test, creates a simple, memorable workflow for proper termination practices. It's hands-on training for the people building, supporting, designing, and maintaining AV systems in the real world, because Layer 1 gets it done. Neutrik, what to use, when to use it, why it matters. To find out more, email fast.training@neutrikgroup.com.
Disclosure. There you go. All right.
I feel like
So
it's
far-
disclosure day or something here.
Yes.
Closure day?
From here forth, August 21st of said year will be Disclosure Day.
So we'll have a link in the show notes here if you want to see where this started. But there's been a lot of posts like this out there, and they're proliferating on LinkedIn. But there's been some commentary about ceiling microphones and ceiling microphone arrays. I understand, I do it myself. Is that the default? Is that the way to go? Is that the best solution? But it seems to be like the only solution. Rule number 1 in audio and microphone pickups is get closer to the microphone, but that's not always the case, and so we default over to ceiling microphone arrays. So what are you guys seeing for, and let's say conferencing spaces, but this also bleeds into classrooms and event spaces and all the rest. Are ceiling microphones and ceiling microphone arrays, excuse me, are they still our go-to? Is there any reason where I'll be brutally honest with you, I haven't installed a table microphone in several years. But
Well, most of the spaces now, no one wants anything on the table. So they're like, we're not going to force the client, like, no, you have to have table mics. Like, I don't want to have that argument with them. Like, they don't want the table mics, they're not getting the table mics. You got to figure something else out. It's
Sure
either
needs to start making tables.
Then it's either a ceiling. I had a recent client for my business that didn't want anything on the ceiling either, and so we actually had to use one of the and the room was way too long.
No table mics, no ceiling
No
mics.
table mics, no ceiling mics. So that was
the-
a challenge.
What was why not ceiling ones? Just curious. That seemed like an odd request.
So she's very much into the decor and aesthetics, and
Okay.
they've spent some money on their ceiling lights, and it's a boardroom,
Okay,
and it's that kind of thing. And
Yeah,
so
fair enough.
fair enough.
we set the expectations of what a conference bar could do. We did the Sennheiser medium and added 2 wireless tabletop mics that sit over there, and they pull them out when they need them for the last people at the table. So it actually worked out really well.
And then they
we
put
put
their
the antenna
laptop
right
between
underneath
them
the
and the
table.
microphone.
Yeah, you just mounted that antenna under the table, and the ceiling is all hard ceiling. So, oh, you hear that? Maybe not. Dogs.
Yeah,
Coming
yes,
from those
we hear
microphones.
many. How many of you have dogs on this call? Because apparently everybody
Well,
but me.
There's a mower outside, so I think the dogs are getting mad.
The dogs are mad that they're not mowing, or
Sure.
Roofers took a break. It's lovely.
So I don't know if they're, to wrap that up, I don't know if the conference, like they're my go-to because it's usually one of the easiest
which one's your
options and
go-to?
it works.
Which
The
one's your
ceiling mics.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
That's why they're so popular, right? That's going back to that. Now,
I like sling microphones. I don't have a budget always to get there.
Right. Correct.
And like to me, I think it can be a superior solution.
what model are you buying?
it depends on the
saying,
room size.
It's
what
not.
you
It's,
need.
it's the all of everything you got to put into it. It's all the extra. I can get soundbar for a nice small space.
You're the one who was running ceiling microarrays and then just an analog out back to your to your computer.
Yeah, you're the
we're
one who
doing
was
that.
talking about that.
I'm talking about conference room, small space here. First, that's
Well, I
in
don't
my
put
small
ceiling mics in
affordable
small
space.
spaces.
That's where I'm starting. My budget play is
My entire ceiling
Designed
is made
for
out
the
of ceiling
room.
mics.
yes, designed for the room, and my small collaboration tool of choice is going to be that soundbar. Right, I'm not doing desktop mics, not doing ceiling mics. It's going to be,
I'm
output.
just finding-
It's hard to beat that.
I'm just finding more and more conference rooms that are ending right at that 24-foot
Oh, yeah.
space. And I just I don't feel comfortable leading with a soundbar in that unless I'm adding extra pieces to it.
So, Larry, good news. I saw one from a major manufacturer the other day who has a conferencing collaboration soundbar, whatever you want to call it, thingy, video bar. They're saying 30-foot range.
Yeah, they say, a lot of them say 30, but
No,
I'm
they said 30. It guarantees.
Listen,
okay. fine.
He's getting a kickback.
if you
for
put
it.
some hard surfaces around, the
right.
reverberation will make it 30
It'll-
feet, no
All
problem.
those reflections.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
You won't
But
get
no,
your
Larry,
speech
you're right.
ability.
They all kind of pitch it that way. And even in the room I'm in right now, this is too big for it.
Yes.
You can get away with it. It's too big for a single conference bar.
But oftentimes that budget is what the owners have in their
It
mind
is.
they're willing to pay.
But a lot of times in those 24-foot meeting spaces, it'll be filled with like 3 people, and they'll all sit at the very end of the table because that's where you do.
What's going on? with
And the
these- all
system
these
doesn't sound very good.
Yeah.
Right.
And it doesn't auto frame, so
I-
we're looking down the bowling alley table. So
Yeah. I haven't done tabletop microphones in
Yeah,
it has been forever.
Years.
I've done it on lecterns, but not anywhere else.
yeah. I'll put a microphone on all the lecterns.
I like how you guys
do
hide
have
microphones on lecterns. I like that.
I do have several spaces where I have even students microphones on the tables, but they're all push buttons, and the buttons are designed to trigger some other automation, physically, right, tactilely. But I think we've reached the point where the old nemesis of ceiling microphones, where they sounded terrible, but because there's problems with them, right? But the new electronics, the new beam steerings, the new all the whiz bangs that go with it, it's good enough. And sometimes by the time you put in all the infrastructure for, let's say, 6 microphones at a table in the middle of the room, you're already reaching that $2,000 mark just to put the thing in the ceiling.
Let me ask this question. So, Jim, you're not wrong. I mean, you're right. That's why we're using, because the bad old days of using a bunch of analog golf ball microphones in the ceiling, it sounded terrible. Let's say, and let's Justin, to your point, and I know the opposite is true, but like, let's say we're looking at a space, conference room, medium-sized classroom, whatever it is. You know, those average spaces we deal with all day long. We all have 100 of each. However you want to think of this. There's nothing special about the ceiling. Let's say it's a standard grid ceiling. And let's say if it's a conference room, there's nothing special about the table, because I've dealt with rooms. No, this is a glass top. This has the special thing. We can't put anything in it. I get it. When you walk into a space like that, what is your default? Is your default like, let's put something in the ceiling because it's easy, it's done, it's out of the way, we don't have to worry about it? Or is your thought like, no, let's put something down on the table so it's closer to people and they sound better, and they'll get better quality out of that?
I don't even think about putting things on the table anymore.
No.
It just doesn't even cross my mind.
Well, I think that's the answer then.
Yeah, to me, it's if I'm going that route, I'm not happy about it.
And they're most
like I'm not like, because
most of the
that's gonna be
time. Now think about
phone
this.
call. At some point in time, that microphone's the battery's gonna die.
Well-
I'm knowingly making support tickets by putting that solution in place.
So to your point, Mark, if the battery doesn't die and you have to wire it in, You got to deal with floor boxes that are existing or not lined up with the table legs, and you got to deal with all that crap underneath and making sure that everything. It just
I think
it's not worth it. But you get better audio quality.
I think
Can you understand someone talking? It's a freaking conference room. It's not Carnegie Hall here.
Yeah, all of this
I
is
think
kind of like
that's the
edge of-
gist of this whole thing is that we're seeing these AI slop best of things on the interwebs, and this one's like, why are we using ceiling mics? Because desk mics are better, and we're like, okay, we get it.
Mics are better for what?
proximity and physics.
we
I
get
understand.
It just
Right, we get it. If you're closer to the microphone and it's the proper pickup, it's going to be better than if you stick something in the ceiling 15 feet away. But it's not in what we're
tell you
trying
what.
to do every day. It's fine.
I just
They're
got
fine.
I just
It's
got a
good
support
enough.
ticket last night from a
Project?
board meeting for the county schools because they had 8 to 12 desktop mics and no one could hear well because they're using a mixer and they didn't know how to use the mixer. So it's just
Right.
Here's
I
what
don't-
You run all the faders up.
I just I don't
here's
really-
what I find. Is
But did you see the red lights? Because if you're not seeing the red lights, it's not good enough.
the
Yeah,
more
yeah.
technology you put and they can visually see when they walk into the room, the higher expectations they're going to have of functionality. And so what I find happen is all like collaboration etiquette goes out the window when they see like, oh, there's microphones and all this stuff everywhere, and everybody's talking over everybody. Everybody's like, nobody can ever hear anybody in this room. It's like, because you're all trying to talk at the same time. How the fuck would that ever work? And they're like, well, we have ceiling microphones. It's like, I understand that, but the platform's not going to work like
And
that.
I've
That's the number one complaint I get is that nobody can hear on the other side when multiple people are talking.
I
When
love
we go
it
in
when
and test
it's.
the room and we just talk, it's like, fucking sounds
But
great.
I can hear everything. I heard that student make fun of my dress. I'm like, yes, that's how it works.
I guarantee you that when we're all talking over each other, our listeners can't understand what the hell we're talking
Exactly.
about either.
But that's what the expectation is. We just spent $10,000 in here. Why can't two people have a conversation and somebody on the other side hear it?
Yeah, I got that recently with a room that was just not a big room. I mean, regular size conference room, 12, 18 people or 16 people, something like that. And just a collaboration bar. And they were like, they can't hear us. I'm like, yeah, because you guys are all yakking at the same time. So,
Right.
so let me add one more thing to this. Now let's go to a big room. Big room,
Oh.
Big guy.
because I'm going to bring this up probably on our next show. at some
Define
point.
big. Like, is this
8
More-
feet by 6 feet.
Deeper
Hold
than
on.
25 feet plus.
Active learning classroom.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Wait.
You have too many displays in there already. Get rid of those displays.
Yes, too many TVs. Active learning classroom, but they want remote hybrid capabilities and all that because that's what people are building these days when it comes up. So I know you can all shake your head, but it's happening. They want both. They want an active learning classroom. You've got 8, 10, 12, 20 student pods. I get
Larry's
it.
like, hot dogs.
Hold on a
hamburgers.
second, Larry. Let me.
hot dogs?
But they also want remote capability, whatever that means, cameras and mics.
Wiener.
From the standpoint of deploying this, to me, it's like just put a freaking pod on each table. They can mute, unmute. Everybody's happy. But now they're doing the same thing. We're like, oh, but for this version, we're going to get all the stuff off the table, and we're going to hide a whole bunch of ceiling microarrays in the ceiling. And I'm like, hey, who's going in and dialing in those
Who's
loads?
driving this thing?
Who's
No, you're
going
not.
in and managing all of that? And it's just like, who's thinking about this stuff? Because people think I'll take all the complexity off the table and we'll just put it up there and it's done. And it's just, no, you're not thinking through the amount of work that goes into now getting that to sound good when you have a room of 200 people all yakking at once. Larry,
From
go.
an instructional
200
design
person
standpoint,
active
you're
learning
not going to
room?
bring an exterior person into a local group on that table. Like, you're going to have all the remote participants be in a group. Like, it just, that
Larry,
doesn't make sense.
I left one thing out. They also want to use these same microphones for voice lift.
No.
That's when you get a catch box and you do it like that.
Yeah.
So-
That's the way to do it.
So this seems like a very specific request, Chris.
Sounds like
Yes.
a project you might be working on.
Did we just do your design?
I don't know.
You have a 200 person active learning room?
Justin, almost every university has these things because at some point someone builds one of those and then realizes don't ever do it again.
And they're like, you
200?
know what? We're not getting people using the 200. Let's put some movable walls in this thing, and we'll have active join.
And it's all
combined
flexible
room.
seting. Go for
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
And they
No
can move
chairs
electron
everywhere.
around.
Let's just.
Terrible.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway, yeah,
I just see that it's the same thing. It's it's a few years behind, but it's that same like we'll get rid of all the stuff and we'll just put it up there and it's done. I'm like, stop.
somebody has to control it. Something has to do something with all that stuff.
No,
Open
market-
AVC. He's
they'll
got
take
it.
care of
Aaron's
it.
got this covered.
Auto
Done.
Automate it.
Auto gainer.
Someone's
Develop
gotta press
that.
the button, though.
Just push the button.
That's it. Yeah.
Make it so 30 people can all yak, and I can hear all 30 of them individually.
Aaron, I'm assuming
Individual audio streams.
Aaron, I'm assuming from a more commercial perspective, you're seeing when you guys are doing meeting spaces, it's ceiling mic arrays because it's easy. It's a single cable, in and out, and you're done, sort of thing.
Yeah, almost always. And then you got, with table mics, there's table noise. There's always papers, there's books, there's laptops getting set down, and it's the ceiling takes that away. So.
Yep, absolutely. No, I get it. So.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. So we brought this up because it's interesting seeing some of these posts kind of pushing back on that. And it's like, okay, you can make all the arguments in the world, but there's a reason why they are popular, and because they're easy to install and they work well enough. Yes.
Posts like that to me is just content for content's sake. They're just trying to come up with something to post on LinkedIn.
But our algorithm says we have to post at least 3 times this week.
Oh,
We got to respond and engage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have to do that too. All right. Any last thoughts on open source control systems, on last minute project requests, or on the why ceiling microphones are the solution for everything, including miking your restrooms? I mean, secret conference rooms.
Right.
No.
Go get them.
Okay.
Do it.
Just have to say, try something new.
Try something new. Be bold.
Yeah.
Make a project out of it. Who cares?
good advice.
Contact Aaron. Try something new.
Yes, Aaron. If people want to reach out to you and get a hold of, obviously they can go to openavc.com to learn more about that project. If they want to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do that?
Direct, just Aaron at openavc.com.
Aaron at openavc.com. Yes.
That's it.
Cool. Doing cool stuff. You're posting a lot of stuff. You are posting a lot of stuff on LinkedIn, but it's like, no, here's this new version, and here's the new version, and here's the new version. So very cool stuff. Wish you all the best. You are doing awesome, disruptive work, and I think we love it.
Thank you so much.
If you're at a university, Aaron wants to talk to you, so reach out to him. He'll get you some free stuff and get you set up, and you can build your own awesome control system for your rooms with ceiling microphones and nothing else. All right. Well, we're going to roll out of here. We'll be back next week to talk about some more awesome nonsense or whatever.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Well, we've managed to ruin yet another episode of AV SuperFriends Off the Rails. You can contact us with questions, topic ideas, or general complaints at mailbag@avsuperfriends.com. If you complain loud enough, we might just invite you on the show.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.
The opinions expressed by the AV SuperFriends are solely those of the individuals and do not represent their respective institutions, organizations, companies, or clients.
You're going to make it happen, right?